where do you think Lamar Jackson's gonna go? Or do you think he's just gonna stay in Baltimore? I think Baltimore is just. I think they're scared to just sign him. I'm not sure. Would you guys sign him? I would sign him. He's still a top 5, top 8 quarterback. Yeah, he's missed 40% of the last 2 seasons. But he also wasn't signed. But then if you signed him, then you miss him for those years. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on in the home office. You know that because now you have to worry about is he going to stay healthy. Yes, he's worth the money. When he's on the field, he's an MVP player. However, you have to look at the organization as far as that. If you're going to put out that money, is he going to make it through the full season? Yeah. And I understand that part, but also I think he really messed himself up at the end of the year. Last year, but I'm just speaking out of context. But I believe by the looks and the way it was played out, he could actually played if he wanted to. But he was injured some. But the playoff, and he could have showed up. But because he wasn't getting paid the money, he wasn't going to. So I understand that part.
So you think last year he could have played that playoff game? Yeah, he just chose not to.
It was his thoughts on what he chose to do, and I agree with that as far as that's what his thoughts.
That's fair.
But also at the same time, I think if he had. I'd have been a whole different subject matter where they'd be at and what they're willing to do.
So if Lamar's not in a Baltimore jersey, what jersey would he be in? What do you think?
Oh, there's all kinds of teams that I think would take him. But at the end, you don't know because of what's going on now.
Do you think he would go to Washington? Well, and Washington has a quarterback problem, too. We'll get to that. But do you think
them and Atlanta right now is the 2 teams I think that would be the most interested at this point.
Even with Atlanta just getting Ridley? Do you think that they would Atlanta would send Ridley in and maybe like the first round draft pick that they got to send? So they send Ridley in a first rounder and then maybe something minimal or something with it?
Yeah, anything could happen with that. That's fact.
That could happen maybe.
Yep.
What do you guys think? That'd be decent. That'd be decent since we're just talking about Washington. Do you think Washington's going to figure out their quarterback situation this year? They had Tyler Heineke and he was their fix-it guy. And he just signed to go play in a completely different jersey. What are they going to do?
Who knows? With Rivera as coach, I'm kind of at a loss of what I really think what he might do.
I like Rivera a lot, too.
But to me, I'm thinking that'd be a perfect fit.
Perfect fit?
Yep.
Lamar over there with Rivera? That would be nice. Lamar with Rivera.
They had the wideout to throw to.
Scary Terry.
Yep. Now they got the running backs, everything deep. They're good.
They got the options.
They have the defense.
They have the running back opportunities.
Yep.
They definitely have the defense to where the defense can crack. We might as well just stay on quarterbacks, then, Pops. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. We don't have to talk about the Super Bowl. Let's just talk about a quarterback that was in the Super Bowl. And he didn't win the Super Bowl, right? But he performed phenomenal last year. Do you think Jalen Hurts may be the new stylistic of scrambling quarterback that teams look for and that maybe NFL players that want to be an NFL player and athletes are trying to be if they're a quarterback that is possibly scrambling?
In my mind,
like that.
I look at this, Mahomes and Hurts, I think, and our boy from Cincinnati, Burrows. I think those 3 are going to set the bar.
Okay.
Now, even though you've got Allen, but there's so much about a ceiling on him. I agree. However, in the middle can at the awkwardest times. I'm not secure with his performance throughout the game at the right key times in his thought process at those times. In the key moments, sometimes I think because of his arm, he pushes it to Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Yes, I think that's where he separates. He's not in that chair of those 3.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let's take it this way now. Would you prefer Hurts right now over Josh Allen?
Yeah.
So you would take Hurts just over Josh Allen?
Yeah.
So you would just even say, okay, cool, I'll send you Josh Allen, send me Jalen Hurts, even swap trade.
If I had to pick him right now,
you were Buffalo.
You pick one of the 2, I would pick Hurts.
Okay, so you would send. Would you got? I don't know. I don't know if I could send Allen.
But I wouldn't take Hurts over.
That's tough.
I wouldn't take Hurts over Mahomes, and I wouldn't take him over Burrows. But he's my 3rd best quarterback.
So you would take him over Herbert.
But he's right there at that fine line. Now I back up. If I was in a passing offense, I'm over a passing offense. and I had more of the best wideouts, and then I'd go to Herbert.
Okay, so you're saying,
But I had more of the running game to complete the offense, and I would,
Hurts.
be at that thin line.
I'm with you on that. I like that
because he gives you more options with your offense.
I definitely would take Hurts if I had to rely on the run more.
Sure.
But if I had the wide receiver options already, or if I believe that I did, I definitely would rather have Herbert 1,000%.
I like where you threw Herbert in there. I wasn't thinking about him. Yeah. And he's in my top five, and I'm thinking he's in that variance from 3 to 5.
He is, and that's my dog. I rock with him. But I just really feel like
I just
feel like if he has
he's an enemy of his offensive coordinator.
Everybody, yes.
I think that's his one downfall. Is the offensive coordinator. He pushes him to the extreme. He ain't.
No, and
some of the stuff that's going on, I don't agree with that.
Some of them, it's just some of them.
With the right coordinator, he'd be perfect. They'll slow down his mistakes.
If Arizona's offensive coordinator swings over to the Chargers, I feel like that may be a lot better playbook. Not just playbook selection, but tempo, because it's a lot of 4th down and 9s that you're going for with Justin Herbert on the 35-yard line, to where you could take a 43-yard field goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Field goal kicker can't kick them consistently.
Exactly. I try to say their thought process and what's going on. I don't agree with all that right now, but we'll see what happens this year.
Talking about the quarterback situations a little bit, let's go ahead over to Colorado and let's go talk to Russell Wilson. I think that's Colorado, right? Denver's in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure. But anyways, is Russell Wilson going to get his stuff together with Sean Payton? And is Sean Payton going to be able to get Russell Wilson, together like Pete Carroll did?
He'll be on the short leash as far as the mistakes he can actually make in that offense. He'll cut down the reads and put them down to a better offense to read for him. And then I think Russell Wilson will have a lot better year than he had last year.
Sean Payton for Denver. If Russell Wilson cannot get it done, what is the game plan over there? Because Javonte Williams is going to be out there for a lot of fantasy owners. He's out there for my fantasy team. But not just for that reason. He's a fantasy running back. And the reason why I brought that up is he's the all-purpose back there. He's going to need someone to help him with that workload. The same way you say a quarterback needs help with wide receiver, or a quarterback needs help with a decent tight end or a running back or something.
Yeah, but Sean Payton, they're a run-first offense.
Exactly. But they're going to have some pass game.
Yeah, it's going to be about 60-40.
What happens if Russ just starts throwing a bunch of picks again and he's just not moving the ball and he's not getting it done? Do you bench that quarterback with all of that money, or do you decide to just keep letting him play that chair there?
Yeah, I know. It's what I think Peyton's going to be in control of the whole thing. I don't think you'll see it. If it was to happen, he would get pulled. I don't think he's going to let him have no 3-game interception, shit like that. I think he might have a game where he has maybe 2 picks. But the thing is, it all depends on what's happening with him, because he was just making bad reads. That's a whole different story. If it's just a player who misses the catch and it's an intercept, because that happens all the time. So
facts. There's a lot of interceptions that aren't the quarterback's fault.
Yeah,
and it's really just the receiver.
You might have 3 interceptions, not even have one of them your fault.
And then sometimes the receiver just gives up on a route, assuming that the quarterback's just not throwing that. Or it's very good defense. Or it's the perfect scheme to match that exact play call, and it's a quick read, and you throw the quick read, and it's still a pick. It's just a quick read throw, and you're just taking that first option, and they pick the perfect zone coverage.
Yeah, you can throw the ball in the right, perfect place, and still bad things happen.
Mm-hmm. You got
Ted ball, all kinds
San Francisco, all these teams, not just San Francisco, but all these teams are looking for good defensive ends. All of these defensive ends can pop out and just coverage and do a little bit of coverage for 2 to 3 yards. Now, I'm not saying they can get lateral and use a lot of hips, but I'm saying just a quick drop on a quick read. Them plays are being schemed up so much, and it makes it so hard for quarterbacks and for everybody out there thinking that you could just come into the NFL and then play an entire game and complete a pass. The only way you got a chance is if it's like 1st and 25 and they're in soft coverage and you're throwing a screen, and you better have the arm strength to get it there, because he's coming quick and he might pick that to the crib.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of these free agents.
Okay, so Just lean up a little bit, Pop. Just pull the chair a little bit, and then you're good. Yeah, now you're good.
Then I fly back.
No, just chill. Or you just want to
I
keep
can't. No, if I move, if as long as I move, the only way I can do it if I'm up like this.
Yeah, you don't gotta do that though. Just
I'm like this. Hey, what's up? Peace out.
I'm bad.
Let's go.
My bad. You could probably scoot up just a little bit more and just lean all the way back.
Well, let's go ahead and talking about Zeke because he's who I like.
You said you wanted to talk about Zeke?
Yeah, I like to see where you think he's going to end up.
Cincinnati said that they don't want him, and he said his only two interests were the Jets and the Eagles. You're not going to get much carries for the Jets. I'm sorry. You're just not getting much opportunity over there. And then when you go to the Eagles, you better just bank on Rashard Penny getting hurt, and then you're going to get some carries because you're the bigger guy than Gainwell, and they're going to need to use you for utilities. But Gainwell still, that's that Tony Pollard situation. I'm not saying Gainwell's as good as Tony Pollard, but I'm not saying Gainwell's below Zeke because he's not.
No,
so you can't not play him. He's too young.
Different kinds of backs. Mm-hmm. At this point right now, I mean, he is left to right a little bit and stuff, but he's lost so much his quickness. But he's more of a north and south runner at this point. And, shortage. And then in the red zone.
Bulldoze a little bit here and there when he can.
But he's still got some legs where he can break one and all.
But it's just Gainwell fits the offense.
Maybe 15, 20 yards.
I just think since Gainwell fits the offense just a little bit more.
They're
maybe
not Gainwell up. And he's got good hands. I think he's going to be the third down back.
Who?
Gainwell.
Gainwell's going to be the third down back? And then so who's going to... Oh, yeah. Gainwell's definitely going to be the third down back to Penny right now. So, but it's the same thing to Zeke. Where's Zeke going to go? So I say out of the options that Zeke chose... Zeke made those choices to try to let Cincinnati know he wanted to go there first, I think. That's why he took the visit there.
At the Jets.
And then when, I think it was someone named Taylor or somebody from the Cincinnati's organization said that they're fine with where they're at, so they basically said they don't even want him. So if they don't really want him, then you go to them other two teams. The other two teams that you want to go to don't really got room for you. You're just not going to have the role at all that you want. You're not even going to have the Dallas Cowboy role.
Yeah, like I said, he's going to be a whole different
Where do you see him going? Like, if I could say a random team, though, without one of the teams he suggested, I guess I would say go to Baltimore.
Too many running backs.
He'd still get carries, though.
But I could see him going to the Jets.
Yeah, I just don't see him getting carries.
I can see him being a backup, getting 3 to 5 carries, playing like Robinson's what they thought was going to be, that he didn't really do what they expected. But then they got the rookie from last year, too, along with Hall.
So right now, they picked up Ty Johnson and they got Xanavian Knight. Yeah, so Zeke can go to the Jets and get some reps.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that's where he'll be best fit. And they had the money doing it. It's going to cost a lot to get him under contract.
Zeke could do that. Zeke could go there. Zeke could go to the Jets then. Zeke could go to the Jets, but... Do the Jets want him? Or would the Jets rather just draft one of these younger running backs?
But that's why I can see that happening right now because they can use him because we have to worry about his Hall coming back completely healthy. Knight's coming off a good part of last year. But all that, to have that extra back.
Well, Adam Saleh made a lot of moves last year during the season. So, he's not scared to make moves. So, actually, I can agree with you on that. I would say Zeke probably goes there. And then... I would say Zeke probably could go to the Jets, play for the Jets, and that way they don't have to use a draft pick on a running back this year. Since they used one last year on Brees, they'll just use that running back draft pick this year. They'll just use that somewhere else on the team.
And so you just said it just blows my mind again. I forgot how deep the rookie draft is in running backs.
It's crazy. Like they could pick somebody up in a super late super late round. And then, so imagine if you're going to take a running back in the third round, you could take a whole different kind of splash player there and then take that running back in the fifth this year.
Yeah, now think about it. You're right, because it is deep.
Last year, receivers were super deep. This year, running backs are deep for draft class. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Last year was receivers, this year is running backs. Mm-hmm. Running back ain't near what it is this year.
And we draft rookies in our fantasy and stuff. Pops ate with the rookies last year with the wide receivers. Cleaned up pretty well. But there was a lot of really good wide receivers that came out last year because there was a good amount of receivers that were retiring and leaving and just kind of making their way out of the NFL on their own with just younger legs coming in. But with that talent being good on top of just being young coming in, It's benefiting the NFL quite well too.
Well, what it is, the receivers nowadays when they come out of the, what's that?
No, I said it's benefiting the NFL quite well
but
to see wide receivers finally trying to like have like a dominant purpose on every NFL roster.
They're coming out of college now more polished
than they've ever
for the NFL than any other position. That's what it is. They're more polished.
Oh, wow.
That's what you're getting into now, toward the receivers coming into the NFL.
And the quarterbacks are just so high level that
they can come into the offense and they can, because they're on a to me on a kind of a different level coming out of college into the pros. That's why I like so many receivers coming out of the college rank to the pros most of the time, because that's usually the ones that's most polished. But this year it has to be different because there is some really good talent at the running back and tight end position this year.
We're going to say running backs are probably going to be around where the tight ends probably get selected, or probably a little bit later than when the tight ends get selected this year in the draft. Usually tight ends are a little bit lower than the running backs.
Do you think there'll be any first round running back taken next year? Because now there wasn't past, but nowadays they're going in the second round.
I think there may be two. I think maybe the running back from Alabama, Gibbs, and maybe the running back from Tennessee. Texas. Robinson.
Yep, I agree.
And Robinson has the frame and the built and the physique of Saquon Barkley. He just doesn't have the same quads. He just doesn't have them same legs. But he has the same frame. He has the same upper body. He just doesn't have the same exact quads. But he runs good though. Runs very good.
Yeah, he's got a solid frame.
I could see him being taken in the top
core.
15.
And his balance is real good.
Could you see him being taken in the top 15? Sorry to not cut you off. But you're just talking about how good his balance is.
No, I'm thinking about him, but between 23 to 30.
23 to 30?
Yeah. Nowadays, in talent ranking and where people are right now and where the NFL draft, it's more towards the big man.
Okay, so 23 down. Since you said, so let's just talk about 23 down real quick, because 22 is very interesting, though. Very. But let's just talk about 23 down. 23 down is Minnesota, Jacksonville, Giants, Cowboys, Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Saints, Eagles, and then the Chiefs. All of them teams could draft a running back.
And Tampa.
If either one of those running backs are available, any one of those teams could take one. Just from what you said, 23 down.
Yeah. Well, actually, from 19 down, because Tampa take a running back.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick. Let me change it real quick. From 23 down, if we take 23 down. I got a question for you. I just want before I forget it. 23 down. If both running backs from Alabama and Texas, Gibbs and Robinson, are both gone, do you see 23 down taking a running back? Do you see 3 possibly going?
No, what I see is trades being happening.
But still only 2 running backs in the first. Max.
No,
2?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is I think there's going to be so much shuffle in the draft. In the top 25 pick, this is the year it's going to happen because of the running back talent and the tight end talent and what we already have in the big man and defensive lineman and offensive lineman.
Houston having Cleveland's 12th pick is crazy.
You're going to lose. The thing is, you're going to get. That's a big quarterback. You're going to get probably 4, 3, at least 3, maybe 4 in the first round, maybe even 5.
So, do you think the Richardson from Florida? Do you think he goes top 5?
I don't know if he goes top 5. He could. But
so if he doesn't go 1 or 2, he'll drop for sure. That's what I'm thinking. If he doesn't go 1 or 2. And it's 2 other quarterbacks. I think it sits for a minute.
Like I said, I think this year's draft is going to go off the charts as far as trades and see what happens because of the talent and what's out there and what's needed from these teams and where they're at in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
They can make some push on these trades to get above where people who they know need a quarterback, and that's where the chess game's going to begin. Okay, how far do they want to go up? Who they want to deal with? What do they have to get with to get with that team?
So the Saints have the 29th pick. They just signed Derek Carr. Great signing for them, I think. I think that's a great signing. I think it's the same stylistic of Jameis Winston. You're just getting a lot better version of what you already got.
I can see New England trading now to 14.
But the Saints at 29, there's been no quarterback, so they're not trading up. I know that team's not going to move up. I know they may even move down. They may even move out of the first round.
But New England,
get multiple
top 15 picks, to me, New England is a team I can see them trading down to get more draft picks so they get drafted in the later rounds.
So if New England's at 14,
that's what I see.
And if they trade down, who would want to trade up? Baltimore? Would Baltimore want to trade up for one of the receivers if at 22?
Philadelphia could trade out of 10. They have their quarterback. They have the only thing they could go for a running back, but also they could trade down and get a running back in the. It's still in the first round.
Does Tennessee try to move up at 11?
And Tennessee also, because they're getting rid of Henry.
Do they try to move up, or do you think they're happy with Willis?
Who knows?
What do you think? Back-to-back quarterbacks?
I don't know what his
back-to-back quarterbacks is tough, man. Because think, if you're not drafting back-to-back quarterbacks, you usually don't have to draft back-to-back left tackles. You usually don't have to draft back-to-back defensive tackles.
But also it's about talent in that draft.
Yeah.
This year, talent, the quarterbacks, the running backs, and the tight ends.
Since we touched base on the draft just a little bit, let's go ahead and go right back to free agency. When do you think Green Bay finally do you think Green Bay allows Aaron Rodgers to get the trade done before the draft, or do you think they wait till the draft so they get it just a little more value out?
I think they're trying to squeeze every penny out because they already screwed up.
And then because they drafted Love so early.
And because of when they had the owner come out and talk and stuff, and when they said that they've already and so many things they've already moved on from Rodgers to Love, and then references to where I believe that they've lost their leverage as far as in the trade with the Jets. Rodgers said he's ready to go. He wants to go there too, but they lost.
Yeah, he already said he's ready.
They lost their power in their hands, so the longer the wait, they're just trying to get as much, but they're not going to keep him.
It's going to be a nice little... I think it'll probably be till the draft, and it'll probably be within the first couple of picks. Well, when does Green Bay pick? Green Bay picks 15, so... And the Jets 13, so maybe 13, pick 13. So maybe they're wanting to, at minimum, swap those picks out probably. Go from 15 to 13. And then, so that we may see a trade from 15 to 13. And then that's when the Aaron Rodgers deal actually gets done. And then you'll see the other draft picks. Like, they'll get another first rounder and some more shit from the other years and shit.
But what I see is this. I don't see them trading that 13 pick. But I see them, what they did was they got another second round pick. It'll be a conventional trade as far as that how long you play for, if they go into the playoffs, if they go to the Super Bowl. It'll be all contractual in the contract. There'll be all that in that. But so to me, I think they're just trying to play strong arm, trying to get and then they're not getting that first round pick. I don't believe at all. But I think because they know they need offensive help on the line, and there is some big boys in there that I think they're going to try to get. So, but that's how I think it's going to play out as far as
I think the Jets hit a home run with Breece Hall, so I think at 13 they don't need a running back. I don't think they go running back here unless Robinson's here.
Yeah.
Because Robinson's that freak of a talent, and they could use two superstar running backs. They have the receivers.
But most people don't like trading, just moving up in the first round. That's why I'm trying to see like somebody trying to swap first rounders.
Yeah, that's why I said Green Bay at 15 and 13. I don't see them doing that. They would swap with that trade. They would swap that and then collect more in the back end.
But on their boards, they're saying, I got this talent right here. I didn't think he was going to be here. We don't have to do nothing to get this guy right
here. That's why I was thinking, because you said that the Packers are trying to get as much as they can. What if they're waiting in the draft and it's 12 and they're like, okay, my guy's right there. Oh, a guy we didn't think was going to be there at 13. Okay, let's let them know we need to swap these picks too on top of everything that we wanted. And we need 15 and 13. We need just a clean swap added to it. So they could get the guy that they want. And then they get a free move up in the first round this year just because they waited. They get a free player, two picks.
They'll throw the contentional pick for later round, but not swap out. I don't believe, but
they may.
They could, but I don't.
It's a lot, but it could happen. After free agency's been wrapping up, and there's been a lot of players that's been picked up on free agency. We haven't even talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers picking up a lot of moves. Safeties out. No more Edmonds, but we kept KZ. Linebackers leaving, linebackers coming in. You got the Dolphins making moves. You got the Jets making moves. You got the Eagles making moves. Saints made moves. A couple of there's so many teams that make moves. The point is what team do you think just after making moves, whether they make good moves, bad moves, still has the opportunity to be a surprise team this year? That maybe is not on everybody's radar, but maybe could go 7-5. No, that's not even enough games.
Well, I see the Saints going on the flip side this year. I see them. I see possibly Arizona.
But they got Kyler Murray, so I feel like teams feel like they could be okay.
But the thing is that their defense, I think, is what's coming around. And just if Murray stays healthy.
Yeah, he has to. But then again, it was just a weird injury. It was just open field.
But
it wasn't
also,
like he got hit.
With Houston, I like to see them just make it push to the playoffs.
Yeah, Houston. If Houston could make a push, and that's actually a very good team.
They've got a lot young talent, but they got a lot of missing pieces.
If Houston could have a draft as successful as what the Jets had last year, I would say Houston could be that surprise team. I say if they have a good draft, they gotta have a good draft though. Like last year, they did good with Alabama middle linebacker Christian Harris,
and
Jonathan Owens. Yep, free agency pickups. After losing Justin Reed and whatnot, David Mills is playing okay, but they're probably going to look to get a quarterback or something else. I don't think 12 will get you the quarterback that you want unless you want to take the risk factor. Oh, no, they got 2. They got 2 and 12. I forgot. Yeah. They got 2 and 12. They got Cleveland's pick. So they're taking a quarterback for sure. Yeah, they might be the team. I could see them taking Richardson.
Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff. They're going to take a quarterback.
100%.
Well, you would think. I can't say no. There is no other nothing.
You're right. Hold on.
But you would think.
You're Houston. Do you grab Robinson at 2? Or is that too high? Do you think you can get him at 12? If you're Houston and you got 2 and 12,
can I tell you this? I think it's once Carolina makes her pick, then you'll know. They might make a push because they might have took their guy. Then they'll trade the pick to somebody else.
Because Adam Thielen was on Pat McAfee's show. Shout out to Pat McAfee's show. And he said they are drafting a quarterback. We are going to have a rookie quarterback on the team. So he's under the impression the number 1 pick's a QB. So we can guarantee that's a QB.
Yeah, it is.
So no way Houston gives up the 12th pick with the 2nd to take the first overall pick to get the quarterback they want, right? There's just no way, right? Okay.
But they'll take one with number 2, 4.
Colts definitely are taking a quarterback.
And, Detroit, but they could trade out of it, too, to a team that needs. That's one I'm thinking, too. That's going to be one of the first trades, I believe, after the Carolina. But also,
Detroit trade from 6 all the way down to 11 to Tennessee? If Tennessee wanted a quarterback and the quarterback was still there.
The one that they wanted?
Yep, the one that they wanted. Because that's not too far. That's far, but that's not crazy.
Right.
That's not insane. 6 to 11. That's not. That's a lot. That's a lot in a draft. Especially if you're on draft night. And then you see your guy there and that team knows that that's who you're drafting, basically. That's all. That's why you're moving up in the draft.
Yeah,
all right. That's why you're here.
We're setting up for the next sessions because we're talking about the rookie draft. I'm ready.
What's that?
Our next session for the rookie draft.
What's the next section?
Session.
Oh, what's the next session?
When we do our next sit down and video.
We're done?
I'm saying I want to do. I'm
ready. I got
ready.
one more for us.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm saying our next sit down.
Oh yeah, next sit down is gonna be.
Yeah, I want to do it on the rookie draft. That's what's coming up. Let's do this.
All right, so since we're talking about the draft so much, which Kelsey brother would you draft first? Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey? O-line's important, but that tight end position is important, especially if they can block a little bit. Now you can take either brother however you want. When they first came in the league or in their prime, because they both were the same player. The first 2 years took a little bit, and then they became that dominant factor.
This day and age, Jason.
You're taking Jason because of that O-line? It's just so hard.
Because there's all kinds of tight ends you can get to, even though he's one of the best there is.
Travis
you can
Kelsey's
replace that a lot easier than what you can replace that center position. That's the key to everything to me.
Mine would be...
it's my agent.
Give it 1 second. We'll call right back.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to catch my flight right now. I'll call you right back.
Oh, okay.
All right. Bye bye. Let's roll.
I'm crying. So, the reason why my pick goes this way, I don't know. I want to ask you because I feel like I want to go Jason Kelsey, but I feel like with how I pick players, I should go Travis.
You can be a follower.
No. This is my question. If I'm ranking Travis Kelsey on tight ends of all time, does he crack the top 10 of all time?
He's number one in my book.
Travis Kelsey? Okay, so if he's the best tight end in your book of all time, is Jason Kelsey your best center of all time? Because if not, why would you take that over the best tight end you've ever seen play?
Because to have
It's that guarantee.
the key offense, you have a nucleus where your starting point is. And to me, anything, you can't throw the ball, you can't run the ball, you can't do nothing unless you can hike the ball and control that center of
It's
your
the
offense.
only position.
If you can control that right there and set
more
up
than
pieces
the
around him and a
QB.
good quarterback, it all comes into place.
And you've seen that Jason Kelsey was talked about retiring 3 years ago, but guess what? A young quarterback came in the league,
And look at
he
him, he's
wasn't
not a
even
big
that
boy.
great. And he's
just-
no, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my boy.
And he's not even the best. And he's not even. I mean, Hurts wasn't even the best quarterback coming in, but he had that belief in him because Hurts had that belief in himself, and Hurts was
And
just
has
like,
that
give me a
connection
little bit
with
of
the whole
time,
team.
I'm
Like
here.
I said, you
Just
cannot
give me a
replace
little
what
bit,
he
we gonna
has.
Get us one. And shout out to never been able to do that. My gut's telling me just to take Travis because I feel like I could build around that and I could get me a solid center that we could, get some great offensive linemen around him to build his morals up. But also, with me, that center is very key, and he's the only position that touches the ball more than the quarterback, or as much as the quarterback. So I'd probably have to go Jason Kelsey, and that's mine. And that's a little bit on the longer end, breaking it down, but that's just where I gotta go.
I hear you.
That's just where I gotta go. And then let's see here. Do we have anything left? Oh yeah. Also, are the Dolphins a problem in the AFC? I know we got the Chargers. I know we got the Chiefs. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, just that division over there with the Raiders and Denver. If Denver gets their shit together and the Raiders lock in with Jimmy G, that division's crazy. Then you got Pittsburgh trying to get their shit together with
That's
Kenny,
all about Tua's
Burrow,
health. If Tua's healthy and
Lamar.
who knows? Actually, what I've seen with his hands crippled up, who knows?
Oh, Tua.
Yeah, so I think
Okay, let's say
that's
this. Tua healthy, and let's pray for him, Tua healthy.
Then
We know
yeah.
that they're a problem, but what is the problem factor? Like 1 through 10, what would you give their range? And we know Kansas City's a 10. The Chargers are like an 8.5, 9. You know what I mean?
like I said, they're definitely a team to tear. It's their offense wants to it's everything.
So
Even
8 to 10 range. They're just
yeah,
in that.
even though 49ers last year went to the fourth quarterback, that don't happen that much.
It's
I've
that
never
defense
seen it
was
before.
so phenomenal that they're glue over there, and they kept everything locked in, and that was nice.
Back.
But yeah, I think that was everything, Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, appreciate you coming to the studio, Pops. I love you, man.
I love you too, boy.
Appreciate you guys for tapping in and
Peace out. Much love.
subscribing. Yeah, we gone.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to catch my flight right now. I'll call you right back. I'm getting ready to catch my flight. We're in the studio right now in the video, so I'll call you back when I get on the flight.